defense strikes against Iran for the second time in 3 days.
It happened near the Strait of Hormuz, which remains all but closed to commercial traffic. Iran says it responded to the attacks by launching missiles at a U.S. military base in the Gulf.
The exchange of fire is putting further strain on peace talks. NBC News has learned negotiators from both the United States and Iran agreed to terms of a deal days ago. U.S. officials say President Trump is reviewing that plan, but neither he nor Iranian leadership has signed off on it. NBC News chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel joins us now from Jerusalem. Richard, let's start with that new reporting you have about a possible deal to end this war. Where does that process stand at this point?
Well, it stands with President Trump. And we just heard at the White House a short while ago that ultimately it is up to President Trump to agree to the deal or not. What I was told earlier today by a senior Arab official directly involved in these peace negotiations is that the negotiating teams from Iran and the United States agreed to a peace plan, that they agreed to it 3 days ago in Doha, Qatar. But that it has not been finalized because the negotiating teams took the agreement back to Tehran for sign-off from the top Iranian leadership and back to the White House to be approved or rejected by President Trump. The broad parameters or the broad outline of the deal are fairly well known at this stage. It would begin a 60-day ceasefire extension, open the Strait of Hormuz, which would very likely have a dramatic impact on gas prices, lowering gas prices, although it would take some time to demine the Strait of Hormuz, so we wouldn't necessarily see immediately more traffic flowing through, but it would be a positive indication. And then it would begin a period of negotiations on the future of Iran's nuclear program and its radioactive material, sanctions relief for Iran, and a variety of other things. The exact details, however, are all still pending until the final sign-off comes from President Trump and Iran's top leaders. And that is, my understanding, is what we are waiting for at this stage. But as you said initially, this could all fall apart. Just in the last 3 days, Iran and the United States have exchanged fire, with Iran today launching a ballistic missile at a U.S. military base in Kuwait. It was shot down. Nobody was hurt. But every day there is the possibility that we could resume full-scale military conflict. And even if the negotiators agree to something, it doesn't mean that it will happen.
And Richard, Iran had initially wanted to end the hostilities in Lebanon, and for that to be included, an end to the hostilities to be included in any peace deal with the U.S. But Israel has intensified attacks there. So is that even still on the table?
It's a great question, and it wasn't just Iran that wanted Lebanon to be included in this deal. Pakistan, which was a main mediator in these peace talks, one of the key mediators. Egypt has been involved. Qatar has been pivotal. Many mediators have said that to reach a deal, to have a conclusive Middle East peace agreement, stopping the war between the U.S. and Iran, there also needs to be a cessation of hostilities in Lebanon. But things are heading in the opposite direction, with Israel intensifying its attacks against Hezbollah. Israeli troops are inside Lebanon, on Lebanese territory, and Israel recently ordered mass evacuations, telling Lebanese that they must leave about 17% of their entire country because it has become a military zone.
Richard Engel in Jerusalem for us. Thanks so much.
Let's switch now to some consumer news. Online retailer Temu is being hit with a $232 million fine.
NBC's Ali Canal joins us now with today's Money Minute. So, Ali, do we know why the company is being fined?
Yeah, so European regulators, they are saying that the Chinese retailer failed to do enough to stop the sale of illegal, counterfeit, or potentially unsafe products, including some baby toys and hazardous electronics. Temu tells NBC News it disagrees with the decision, calling the penalty disproportionate, and says it's reviewing its options. Meanwhile, Eli Lilly says CVS Caremark will once again cover the company's weight loss drug Zepbound starting in October. This comes after it dropped the medication from its preferred coverage list last year, a move that sparked patient backlash and even a class action lawsuit. Lilly's newly approved weight loss pill, Foundeo, will also be added to the list of covered drugs starting next week. And finally, Meta is rolling out new paid subscription plans for Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp users. So for between $2.99 and $3.99 a month, subscribers will get access to additional tools like story insights, other features that could appeal to creators, businesses, some of its most active users. And guys, this comes as Meta is really looking to diversify its revenue stream beyond just ads. Curious, though, who will ultimately pay for this?
Right.
It seems like they're targeting the super user, the influencers out there. I don't know if the casual user necessarily is going to cough up $3.99 for
Right, but my hope is that for those who still use like the free version of the platforms, it doesn't sort of bring back their content, like it's still able
that's
to
true.
be seen, right? For the everyday people just taking their foodscape photos.
Right. They should still be able to reach people with that. Yeah. But I get it. Like for somebody who's making their living on Instagram, they might opt in.
And they were a little vague on the features, but they did say they plan to add some fun things coming up. So we'll see.
Thank you.
And